Hi friends, it's Martin here. Now, toxic people aren't the problem. I'll say that again. Toxic people aren't the problem. You see, the problem is we have thin skin. Now, excuse my artwork here, but I'll try and explain the concept of what's going on here. So, a toxic person, someone that's rude, a liar, a cheat, a bully, they come into our life and they affect us. They affect our emotions. Now, our emotions are part of our soul. So our soul's made up of three parts: our mind, emotions, and free will. And what a toxic person does generally penetrates our skin and gets to our emotions, which is quite upsetting. So the way to protect ourselves is to grow thicker skin. So how do you do that? And the way you do that is becoming wiser, more aware, and more conscious, because our skin is like our conscious mind, whereas our soul is our subconscious mind. And what a toxic person tries to do, it tries to dirty our soul, because they've got a dirty soul. So what happens there is they dirty our soul, and then we retaliate, and we get back at them, and then they get back at us, and we get back at them, and the war continues, which is quite silly. So what we need to do is we need to recognize a toxic person. And when you do, you need to keep your distance from them. It's like a toxic person is like a tap that produces dirty water. Would you go and drink from that tap, or would you go and drink from another tap that produces clean water? Of course you drink the clean water. Or another way to think of it, a toxic person is like a stove that's turned on high. Would you go and put your hand on that stove and burn yourself, or would you stay away from that stove? So we've got to wise up, and that's how we protect ourselves from toxic people. Now, I mentioned the other day that a person lied to me, so basically being toxic. And the way I deal with that is that I forgive them. So it's best to forgive a toxic person. And when I forgive them, it doesn't make them right. What it means is I take the lesson, which is the gift, and that gift is me now knowing the truth about who they are. They're a liar. So now I can protect myself next time. In other words, next time I don't trust them. So that's how I protect myself. And I take the lesson and I leave the venom with them. The venom is the hurt and the loss. So I don't take that on board, because if I do, then I'm just punishing myself over and over. So now I have no resentment towards that person. I've forgiven them. And if they decide out of the goodness of their heart to come and apologize because they've become more aware, then I'll try and help them the best I can. But at this stage, I just let them be. I take the lesson. I now know more about them. I know who they are. So I can now deal with their situation much easier because I'm wiser, I'm more aware, I've increased my consciousness. So that's basically growing the skin. So hopefully this makes sense to you. So if you do meet a toxic person, don't worry too much about that. Know that they exist, and all it means is they're just a person that's ignorant, that they've got low wisdom, they got low awareness and low consciousness. Basically, they're not knowing what they're doing. So the way we protect ourselves is by us becoming wiser, conscious, and more aware, and also us knowing that forgiving them is the key to not being hurt by them. So remember, always forgive, which means take the lesson, but not the venom. So I hope this video helped you. I hope it gave you something to think about. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have some comments or some experiences that you've had with toxic people and what happened, please type them below. I'd love to hear them. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.